I'm sure you all have seen the news by now, but just in case you haven't, a man by the name of Maxwell Azzarello set himself ablaze, literally ablaze, outside of the Trump trial in NYC today. Now, the videos are way too graphic for me to share here, but I've been covering this story extensively over on X, so if you haven't already, go follow me over there. But naturally, after this happened, before they even got a chance to sweep his ashes off of the ground, people started scrambling, trying to figure out this dude's political affiliations. Because what matters most is not that, what matters most is not if he hurt someone in the process or why he did this. What matters most is who the guy voted for. Am I right? We see this happen every time one of these events unfold, but I get it. I understand why people are curious. So in this situation, Maxwell seems to be an interesting character, to say the least. He has a lot of different beliefs, some very strong beliefs, but trying to really hammer down this dude's political affiliations is kind of hard, because it kind of seems as if the dude didn't like any of these people. In fact, here's him holding up a sign accusing Trump of secretly working with Biden to overthrow America, basically. Okay, so I don't know if this dude was on this side or the other, but it's clear to me that he obviously has some strong feelings about both parties. So this picture, I believe, was taken from yesterday. And now today he set himself ablaze. Now, I've been looking into this dude, and man, there's so many layers here. It turns out that he had a lawsuit against Bill and Hillary Clinton, the Clinton Foundation. So we have that going on. I've been looking through that for the last, couple of hours. So he had this lawsuit against the Clintons, but allegedly he also has a picture of himself alongside Bill Clinton on his LinkedIn account. Now, at the time of this recording, his Instagram is actually still up. If you want to go poke around and look around, go ahead and feel free to do so before they scrub it off the internet, because I believe they will be scrubbing this any minute now. But as I said, this dude has a lot of different beliefs. He has something against Elon Musk. He has all of these rants about Trump. He obviously doesn't like Bill Clinton and the Clintons. And he's kind of all over the place with his motives as to why he did this today. You know what I mean? And on one hand, he kind of is blaming cryptos, claiming that cryptocurrency is a gigantic Ponzi scheme that is going to cause the biggest economic collapse in world history. It's just a lot of weird stuff. But every time we have a weird story like this, every time we have someone crazy that does something crazy, right? There's always these weird coincidences surrounding these individuals. Now, as I already told you, this guy has, I guess, links to Bill Clinton, suing Bill Clinton. He has a lot of extreme claims that I guess most people will just write off as insane. But as I've been looking through a lot of the different stuff that he said on social media, he has made some valid points. But there's no denying that this dude is bat-ish crazy. I mean, you got to be crazy to set yourself on fire. Now, at the time of this recording, he's still alive in critical condition. And I've seen pictures, and it does not look good, folks. But let's get back on track here, because I actually came here to talk about something else, a very odd coincidence. And I'm not saying that this has anything to do with anything. It's just one of those things that makes you think. It's one of those things that you're like, oh, that's kind of weird. That's kind of entertaining. That's kind of funny, quirky, and It's odd that that happened, but as I said, this dude set himself ablaze. He has all of these different writings blaming a bunch of different things, all of these different theories, right? Well, one of the theories that he has, that he seems to be adamant about, is that the Simpsons exist to brainwash us. I want to read you all just a little snippet from the various things he has posted on social media. Lastly, we string these major discoveries together. Cryptocurrency is an economic doomsday device. Our government is a secret kleptocracy. The Simpsons exist to brainwash us. From there, the only research we need is critical thinking, and we're able to piece together the true story of our circumstances. Now, if you know me, you know that I have one hand in everything that's going on in the world when it comes to all of these international news stories, various wars, all of this stuff going on. And then I also have my other hand deep in pop culture. So I like it when both worlds collide. So when this guy was, saying that, the Simpsons are brainwashing people, I found that, kind of interesting. It stuck out to me, right? Because, I'm sure most of you all are aware of this, but it's been talked about for years that The Simpsons predicts things that actually happen in real life. Like half of these major events in the world, sometimes future presidents, and you name it. I mean, even down to the outfits that, politicians wear in the future and stuff like that. It's been predicted by The Simpsons. Now, is this a big coincidence? There's so many episodes of The Simpsons. It's been running for just as long as I've been alive. They're bound to make episodes of things that, are similar to things that actually happen in real life. But, a lot of people point it out because it just gets kind of weird seeing how many things that The Simpsons predicted years before they occur. And some people accuse The Simpsons of being predictive programming. Because let's be honest, who's watching The Simpsons anymore? People moved on to South Park. And then people moved on to stuff like Family Guy. And I personally like Bob's Burgers. I have nothing against The Simpsons. I'm somewhat of a Simpsons fan. I'm looking at a Simpsons arcade machine sitting right next to me. But even I can say that The Simpsons have not really been relevant for years, and it shocks me that they're still on the air, yet they are, right? So a lot of people have been accusing The Simpsons of being predictive programming that simply kind of exist to just, wink and nod and kind of throw out things out there that may happen in the future, right? A lot of people think that The Simpsons exist for that reason, and there's a lot of examples of things that have happened in real life that happened on The Simpsons first. So, I'm not going to provide all of those examples here. You can go do the research on your own if you would like to. But when I saw this dude ranting about The Simpsons and then he sets himself on fire, I thought it was odd. And then I noticed, wait, The Simpsons first aired on television on April 19th. I believe it was 1987, if I'm not mistaken. So on April 19th, 1987, The Simpsons made their television debut. Now I know what some of you all are thinking. Wait, The Simpsons first came out. The first episode of The Simpsons came out in December of 1989. That's correct. But you see, The Simpsons actually appeared as a short, an animated short on the Tracy Ullman show. Well before they actually got their own series. In fact, I believe Tracy Ullman was getting upset that The Simpsons were kind of outshining her on her own show. So The Simpsons made their television debut April 19th, 1987. 37 years later, on April 19th, 2024, a man sets himself on fire after claiming that the Simpsons have been brainwashing people for all of these years. Now, isn't that crazy? And the weird part is, I don't think that this was planned. I don't think Maxwell planned this at all. And in the grand scheme of things, with all of the rants that this Maxwell fella has put out there, you know, the Simpsons weren't necessarily number one on his list as to, you know, the problems that we were facing in the world and the problems that he was trying to raise awareness about. Yet he did have these various rants about the Simpsons brainwashing people. So I just find it odd that a guy that complains about the Simpsons brainwashing people literally set himself on fire 37 years to the day after the Simpsons first aired on TV. How ironic is that? You know, I'm sure it's just another one of those weird coincidences, but it's always, every time, folks, every time you see one of these weird stories dominating the headlines, you don't got to dig too far to start finding these weird coincidences that make you kind of just raise your eyebrows, scratch your head a little bit. And to be clear, I'm not trying to say there's a big overarching conspiracy here. I'm just pointing out the facts that here we have a guy that set himself on fire after claiming the Simpsons was brainwashing people, and it just so happened to happen 37 years to the day after the Simpsons first came out. So now I think someone needs to start digging through the hundreds and hundreds of Simpsons episodes to figure out if the Simpsons actually predicted Maxwell's death. Because honestly, it would not surprise me at all. But on a very serious note, folks, I want you all to understand that social contagion is real. This is the second time in the last couple of months that we've seen someone set themselves on fire for whatever belief or whatever cause they believe in. And I believe, I'm predicting right now, much like The Simpsons, let me throw out my own prediction. I'm predicting that we're going to start seeing this happen more and more and more. So if you're someone that likes to go out there to these protests, maybe you like to do the protesting yourself, maybe you like to go out there and cover the protest, maybe you like to go get your TikTok videos or whatever, I'm telling you right now, folks, be careful. If I were you, I would steer clear of these scenarios and situations because we're going to start seeing a lot of copycatters because we live in a country full of mentally ill people. Monkey see, monkey do. And all it takes is one person to do something for that social contagion to start. It's just like the TikTok dance videos. One person goes and does a stupid cringy dance on TikTok. The next thing you know, you got 50 million people doing the same dance and you can't get away from it, no matter how hard you try to escape. That's the same thing here. We're going to start seeing people light themselves up like freaking Christmas trees in December this summer. You can guarantee it. So if I were you, I would be careful. But with all of that being said, let me know your thoughts down below. While you're down there, if you would like to donate, you could donate via CashApp or Super Thanks, or you could help the channel for free by liking and subscribing. And with all of that being said, I'll talk to you all soon at the next one.